I have money to invest, now what? If you actually have some money to invest, but you're just not sure what to do with it, today's video is for you. I am Tiffany Thomas, your wealth mentor. I achieved financial freedom in my 30s and became a millionaire at 40. I'm here to help you do that even earlier and easier. So let's dive right in. Having money to invest in order to grow your wealth is very exciting. We just want to make sure that we put it in the right places to help it grow the best as possible. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through the steps to take when you have money to invest so that you can build your wealth over time. Because we definitely don't want our money just sitting idle, not working for us. Because if our money's not working for us, then we are going to have to continue to work for the money. The very first thing to do when we are thinking, I have money to invest, now what? Is to set our financial goals. Before diving into investing, we want to know what we are investing for, and we want to be very specific with that investment goal. That way it's going to make our other decisions easier. For example, we don't want to say, oh, I want to retire one day. We want to say, all right, I want to retire at age 40 with $1.5 million invested in the stock market. Something very specific like that. So determine what your financial goal is. And it doesn't have to be a super huge goal. It could simply be setting up a $20,000 emergency fund. Once we understand what our financial goal is, the second step is to assess our risk tolerance. We want to make sure that we are investing along with our comfort level, because if we are investing way above what our risk tolerance is, then we are going to make mistakes with our investing. For example, I have a friend that I met at church, and she was telling me that she had invested in the stock market, but the stock market had gone down, her investments had dropped significantly, and she became so fearful that she cashed out all of her investments and she locked in her losses. And the stock market did come back up, and she completely lost out on those gains because she pulled her money out. She was investing above her risk tolerance. And one way to increase our risk tolerance is to increase our financial education. And we are going to talk about that in just a moment. But part of our risk tolerance has to do with our time horizon as well. Do we have 10 years to invest? Do we have 30 years to invest? That's going to help us determine how risky we can be with our investments. And of course, we don't want to just be super risky and not even understand what we are investing in. We want to take calculated risks. I know I made the mistake of investing in something that I didn't understand and regretted it later. I invested in a whole life insurance policy, and later, after I did some more research and started to understand what a whole life insurance policy really was, I ended up canceling that policy and losing thousands of dollars. But I knew in the long run, investing in a whole life insurance policy was not going to help me to get to where I wanted to be with my investments. And then the third thing that we want to do is to educate ourselves about our investing options. There are a lot of different investments out there that we can make, so we want to educate ourselves and understand what it is we are investing in. For example, when I started investing in the stock market, I was super nervous to do that. But I took the steps and I bought my first stock, and I kept doing more research and learned more about stock market investing and made another investment and another and continued to invest in the stock market and educate myself about investing in the stock market so that I could actually be successful and make really good returns. But if we aren't educating ourselves about the investments that we are making, we are not going to be able to be as successful as we could be if we actually educated ourselves. And this goes along with real estate investing. I had no idea how to invest in real estate when I started. I just knew that I wanted to do that. So I educated myself about investing in real estate. I asked my friend who was successful with real estate investing. I also asked my previous boss because he is successful with real estate investing as well. And I continued to educate myself. And then I took the steps to just start and continued to learn as I went. And as we are educating ourselves about our investments, we are going to learn that we want to diversify our investments, our portfolio. This is number 4 on I have money to invest, now what? right? We want to diversify our investing because when we do that, we are not going to completely lose all of our money that we have invested. For example, if we choose to invest in the stock market and we choose only one company to invest in, and that company goes bankrupt, then we have lost our investment. But if we can diversify, if we can have multiple investments, we are going to be a lot safer, and we can also still make really good returns. For example, we can buy an index fund that has a whole bunch of companies inside of just one fund, and we can be diversified that way. We can also diversify through real estate and the stock market like I do. And also, I found for me, if I am diversified with my investments, I can sleep easier at night because I'm not so worried about just one single investment that if it does tank or goes bankrupt, that I'm going to lose all of my money. I sleep easy at night because I have diversified my investments. And going along with this, number 5 is to determine your investment strategy. How do you want to invest? Do you want to be more passive with your investing? Do you want to be semi-passive with your investing? Do you have a longer time horizon to invest your money? Do you want to be more hands-on with investing and try out day trading? Determine what you want your strategy to be. For me, I have it pretty hands-off. I'm not doing any day trading. I'm just investing in the stock market into good investments that are going to make me really good returns over time. And then with real estate, I have buy and hold real estate properties. So I manage my own properties, which is semi-passive, but nonetheless, I don't mind managing my properties myself. And I like collecting a little extra cash flow every single month since I don't have a property manager. So my investment strategy is pretty simple. It's just buy and hold real estate and buy and hold stock market investments. And then the 6th item is to determine if you want to get some financial guidance. For example, you can get a financial coach. And if that is something that you're interested in, you can check out my free masterclass on how I can help you invest in the stock market. I'll leave a link below in the description. And I know some people like to use financial advisors to manage their investments for them, but honestly, I feel like the majority of us can do that on our own. We don't have a significant amount of wealth. We don't have hundreds of millions of dollars or multiple estates, things like that. So for the average person, even being a millionaire, I feel like we can manage our investments on our own as long as we're willing to do a little bit of education. And then point number 7 that I want to bring up, if we think that we have money to invest right now, we want to make sure that we have an emergency fund set up so we don't invest money that we are going to need right away. And my strategy is to put as little as possible in my emergency fund because I have access to cash in other areas. But if you don't have access to cash in other areas, you may want to have more inside of your emergency fund. When we are investing our money, we don't want to expect a quick win. So if we have an emergency that comes up, we want to be able to take care of that emergency and not have to put on a credit card and pay a high amount of interest because we're not able to pay off that credit card within about 30 days. And for my emergency fund, I keep it in a high yield savings account. I use Ally. They currently have a 4% interest rate on their savings account. So my money is earning a little bit of money by sitting in a savings with a high interest rate. And of course, when we do have that emergency fund set up, then we want to maximize our investing. If we have a 9-to-5 job and we get a 401k with a company match, we definitely want to invest our money to at least get the company match. We can also set up an IRA or a Roth IRA, or there are some business accounts we can set up like a SEP IRA if we have our own business. But we can set up those types of accounts, those retirement accounts, and start investing even more of our money. Because the earlier we invest our money, the more money we are going to have because of compound interest. And like I mentioned before, we can start very simply with just an index fund. Buying one single fund that has a whole bunch of companies inside of it is a great way to invest our money. We can get great returns and have it be a very passive way to invest our money. And then of course, investing is not just a one-time event. We want to continue to invest our money. And then we also want to monitor and rebalance our portfolio if we need to. For example, if we are getting closer to retirement, we may want to put some of our money into bonds or just have less of our money in stocks and more in bonds. It just depends on our own situation, but we want to monitor that along the way and then adjust accordingly. And then another point that I want to bring up, if you have money to invest and you're thinking, what do I do now? We can always continue to learn and educate ourselves and take action. We don't want to just consume all of this content and then never take any action, never actually invest our money, because then it's not going to be working for us and we're going to have to continue to work for the money. So keep learning, keep educating yourself about investing and get better and better as you go along. I've been able to do this for myself. As I've continued to invest in real estate, I've been able to get better and better at that. And the same with the stock market. I can get better at investing in the stock market. So comment below and tell me one step you are going to take today to get your money invested. And if you found this video helpful, please hit that like button and share it with someone else who would like to hear this information. And hit the subscribe button to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and hit the little bell to get notified on when I post new videos. And if you want to see even more awesome content from me, make sure and check out the videos on the side of the screen. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.